Captain Tanner was an officer. He went off to the war. At one stage in the war he was badly wounded. I think he got shot in the head, if I remember rightly. He did come back to the railway station here in Shrewsbury, and he lived in a village some miles outside of Shrewsbury. And he actually got on a horse here and rode home to the village. And the story is that he wasn't expecting any sort of hero's welcome, but the village had heard about his injury, and they put the bunting out and the flags, and they were all lining the village, etc. They come back with a big party for him. Now, he served throughout the war. After his injury, he went back into the front line. He served through the war. At the end of the war, he came out. And of course, in those days, the officers would buy their own uniforms. And he had this jacket of his, and he came out, and obviously being our local wine merchant, he was very interested in keeping bees. And there was quite a bad winter, I think, after the war. It got quite cold here in Shropshire. And he decided what he would do is he would actually use his military jacket, his captain's jacket, and he took the cover off the beehive, and then inside you got the actual hive itself. And what he did was he put the jacket around three sides, the back and two sides, and the front was so open for the bees to go in and out. And a form of insulation for the bees. And the jacket stayed in there, I think by the sound of it, it stayed in there for something like 25, 30 years. When one of his sons, later on, found this jacket in the hive, being a lad still at school at that time, he thought, wow, I found this jacket, and he found it had the buttons on it, regimental buttons from the Great War. And he realised, this was after the Second World War, he realised, well, these buttons might make very good swaps. So he cut the buttons off the uniform, and he then brought the buttons to school, and he swapped them for things like cigarette cards and other pieces of equipment, so the buttons disappeared. And then just after we reopened the IRA bombing, the present Mr. Tanner, who owns the wine merchants, actually came to us and said, Dad had this and he wants it to come to the museum. He said, the only problem is, he said, this uniform is wonderful, but the buttons are missing. And I said, well, what's happened to it? And he told me the story about the beehive and the fact that they'd taken it off the beehive because they weren't using it anymore, and they wanted to hand it to the museum. And he said, we're very embarrassed that the buttons have been lost. And as luck would have it, we had a box here with some buttons in, and we had just about enough set of buttons to put back on the uniform.